Hello everyone, Parallel here. Welcome to my Let's Play of the new featured episode, The Renegade's Regret. This episode just came out as part of the Season 14.5 update in Star Trek Online, and I believe this episode is going to be sort of the closing arc of the Tzenkethi storyline, at least bringing it to a close before the expansion comes out. You know, Victory is Life expansion is going to be coming out here in just a few months' time. So I believe this is probably the last bit of story we're going to be getting before that happens. And this looks like this is an interesting episode. In the blog, they mentioned that they have a new technology as part of this episode where you will actually be taking the place of, or taking the perspective of, the Tzenkethi Captain Neth Par, and you will actually be controlling them on the ground, which is actually new. I don't think there's ever been an episode where you actually take control of a different character on the ground. It's happened several times where some of the episodes you will actually take the place of a different ship in space combat. That happened to quite a few episodes actually where that happens. So we'll have to see how that works in this. It should be a new experience. So I am looking forward to this very much. I'm really hoping it gives some insight into the Hur'q threat. I know that's going to be a big part of the expansion, so some background on that would be interesting. From the Tzenkethi point of view, what did they know about the Hur'q? And also, one thing that I'm curious about, and I don't know that was really answered in the previous episodes, with the Tzenkethi. I mean, we've seen Neth Par, the captain, in a few of the episodes now, and I'm actually curious if she was more of a single defector, or is there actually like a sort of an internal struggle, like with two factions in the Tzenkethi, like one faction that's against doing the genocides to stop the Hur'q, and then the other faction that is the more loyalist faction that is pro-genocide, as long as it stops the Hur'q. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of this episode, and and of course I'm just very curious to see what it has to offer as controlling a character as a Tzenkethi. It could be really interesting. So usually for these episodes I do like to run in elite difficulty, and I usually go through my ship build and everything like that, but I don't think for this episode that's going to matter, because I get the impression that we're just going to be taking control of this Tzenkethi character Neth Par, and using those abilities and her ship. So I don't know that my build is going to affect anything. But I am on my KDF engineering character. I haven't played this character in a while, but I don't know if the captain abilities are going to carry over. So I don't know if even that's going to matter. But we'll have to see. But since this is going to be, sort of a unique mission, where I'm not controlling, my build and character as I'm used to it, I'm just going to play it on normal here. I think in this case, I just want to enjoy the story. I'm not looking for a challenge or anything like that this time around. So there we go. Just a quick mention, in case anyone is not aware, there is I did not mean to draw my weapon. There is a event going on right now. Since this is First Contact Week in Star Trek Online, there is that First Contact Day event that is going on from April 5th through the 12th. And you're going to want to run this, just do your one run a day to get the token and complete the project. I may do a separate video on this. I'm kind of debating. The event itself is exactly the same as last year, and I already did a video on that, so I don't know if it's really needed to do another video, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll do a video once I actually get the reward and cover that more. I don't know. I'll just play it by ear on that one, but just wanted to make sure everyone was aware that is going on. And also, I always like to mention this whenever their featured episode comes out. Always remember that when there's a featured episode here, you can bring up your journal and you can see the featured episode here. And there's actually, if you click on it, there's the transwarp button. That transwarp button is a free, no cooldown transwarp to that location where that featured episode is taking place. So for this, 3-4 week period, you can have free unlimited transwarps to, in this case, right outside Deep Space Nine. So that's pretty great. So you can go right You know, if you need to get to the Alpha Quadrant quick, just click this, click transwarp, and you're right outside Deep Space Nine, and you're all set. So that is pretty great. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get this started. See how this episode goes. I'm pretty excited.
Heed the call of the warrior. Claim the honor due your family.
Yeah, so here's the Renegade's Regret. Actually, one thing I have to say I'm a little bit apprehensive about is that I know in previous episodes, whenever you take control of a pre-assigned ship, one of the issues that always comes up is it usually messes up your trays. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm very curious. I'm going to check at the end, after the episode is complete, if any of my trays or, sometimes also your character traits get messed up. So I'll check all that at the end of the episode, see if that happens, just to give fair warning to anyone out there if, that you might experience that. And I think that pretty much covers it. So let's get this going.
Captain Neth Par has turned herself into authorities at Deep Space Nine. She is the Zenkethi officer who delivered vital military intelligence to the Alliance prior to the assault on Bajor. Captain Par is now actively seeking asylum and claims to have more tactical information for us. I want you to debrief the captain and determine the nature of this new information, if possible.
Okay, thank you, Jim Pock. Okay, so part of the reason I actually wanted to do this on my KDF character is because, the Klingons have a bit of a history with the Zenkethi, and in particular Martok has a history where he was actually known as the Butcher. So I'm kind of curious if there are any, dialogue specific, dialogue that's specific to the KDF. So that's why I wanted to do it on my KDF character. And I think I forgot to accept it, didn't I?
Captain Neth Par has turned herself
okay, and here's the rewards. I will, at the end of the video, take a quick look at the rewards.
Serve the Empire well.
It doesn't seem to be like a particular space set or ground set. It's just a couple of traits, a couple of miscellaneous things. They just have a console. Yeah, so we got a console, a couple of traits, and a pole arm. All right, so let's get off Cisco's desk here and get to work. All right. So I'm curious, I'm already on Deep Space Nine. Now let's just go ahead and use the transwarp, and we'll get the dialogue hopefully to start it. Man, I can't wait to see what this is going to be like. Controlling an NPC on the ground, or like a pre-made character on the ground. I wonder how that's going to be. Are all the ground abilities going to switch around? Might have to spend a little bit of time, seeing what all the abilities do if they're all different. Here we go. So let's begin. Officer Rose Senna, huh? I am on Deep Space Nine. Looks like I'm in the security office? Maybe? This is cool. I'm very much looking forward to the Deep Space Nine rework. Although I don't know, has that been officially confirmed for the expansion yet or not? But it's been heavily rumored that Deep Space Nine will be getting a complete rework for the upcoming expansion. But let's go ahead and talk to Ro Senna.
Welcome to Deep Space Nine. Chief Ro told me to expect you. The Zenkethi officer is in the far room at the back. A Starfleet captain is speaking to her.
Any relation to Ro Laren? Thanks, I will head back there now. Cool, yeah, this is like the constable's office from the show. Yep, and here's the brig, alright. Oh, we got Geordi's here, and there's Neth Par. Looks different without all of her armor on. Alright, let's talk to Geordi.
Good to see you again. Tensions are running pretty high where the Zenkethi are concerned, but Captain Parr has gone through a lot to help the Alliance. She deserves a fair shake.
Agreed. That's cool. LeVar Burton is back. Alright, let's talk to Neth Parr and get this started.
We keep meeting under less than ideal conditions.
Indeed. Why are you in the brig?
The Chief of Security thought it was a prudent measure. Technically, I am under protected custody until the Alliance decides what to do with me. I cannot fault this decision. Our military has much to answer for, myself included. There are many who might see a Zenkethi face and decide to seek vengeance.
She seems pretty magnanimous about the whole thing. Alright, so I trust you. Come on out. Okay, cool. We get to let her out. Wow, Zenkethi look weird without all their armor on, huh? Usually when you see these guys in the missions, they got like their full battle armor on with the big turtle shell thing and all that going on. Interesting. Alright.
Thank you. Far too many lives have been lost in this crusade, so I'm glad the tactical data I provided helped to save some.
Alright, that's an understatement.
No longer. I renounced the title of captain after committing mutiny. Part of the price I paid to save those lives today. Let's move on. I have more information for the Alliance. I presume you are here to collect it.
Yes, I know. I still want to know if she's more like a lone defector or there is actually like a whole faction or like a split in the Zenkethi. Alright.
Are you ready to hear my story?
Yes, I'm ready. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. Are we becoming Neth Parr? Let's see how this works.
I began on my first mission as captain. I remember it clearly. Captain's log, mission cycle 132. We have arrived at System 91, local designation Hur'q. Admiral Zen Tarak prepares to conduct Dransuni cleansing operations. Our tactical reports indicate minimal threat from the locals. This should be another egg run.
Egg run? Is that what they call it?
We are receiving an incoming transmission from Admiral Zen Tarak.
Cool, are we in like a Shuk-din here? Okay, so we do got some abilities. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a pain. They did turn on the auto fire. I believe that was in the patch notes where by default auto fire is turned on, so that's cool. We'll take a look at all what we got here in just a second. Alright, so Captain Parr, we're receiving an incoming transmission, alright.
Let's not keep the Admiral waiting, Ensign. Put him on screen.
Cool.
The planet Hur'q. Scans show it to be filthy with the eggs of the hatred Dransuli. Their defenses are generally inferior, but their fleet could be dangerous in large numbers. While our ground squad prepares the weapon, we will ensure that no ship leaves this system. If one ship with one egg escapes, the contagion spreads. That is not acceptable.
Okay. Ground squads can prepare the weapon. Why can't they just launch it from orbit? We will ensure it. No. Okay.
I know this is your first mission as Captain Neth. Don't let your excitement distract you from the task at hand. Stay alert!
First mission, huh? Will she do the genocide or have a guilty conscience? Let's see.
Of course, Admiral. We're prepared to enforce containment protocol as ordered, sir.
See to it that you do, Captain. Zen Tarak out.
Zen Tarak. I don't remember, but we defeated... Was he the admiral we defeated in the previous episode? I can't remember, honestly.
Ioki fleet on intercept course. Eliminate them.
Hur'q, huh? I have no idea who this race is. Oh god, please do not throw... Okay, it looks like they're orbiting around. I'm going to not engage just yet unless they come into range, but I want to see what do I have here. Okay, I'm in a Shuk-din. Oh, it brought my build over. Okay, it brought my build over. But that's not what I actually... No, it's not actually using my build. So I've got Tetrions. Okay, I've got a Tetrion array, beam array, dual beam bank, dual cannons. Oh my gosh. This is like the... this is like the anti-meta build here. We're going for cannon, beams, wide arc dual heavies. Oh, and cannons. No torps? Come on. Cryptic, you should put one of everything on here. Come on, we need a torp. Okay, and then we've got omnidirectional. Cool. And a turret. That is freaking hilarious. So we've got... What do we got here? We do have a scatter volley and fire at will. And we do get emergency power to weapons. I can't move this? Oh my good... Oh crap, I can't even move any of this stuff. Wow, this is going to be even harder than I thought. And we got full impulse. Why would I put... I don't want full impulse on my one. That's going to screw me up. Oh man, this is really going to be tough. Okay, so but I do at least have fire at will and scatter volley here. I do get a reverse shield polarity. That'll be helpful. Lock trajectory, not an ability I'm actually very familiar with, but the Shuk-din is a pilot ship. That is right. I do remember that now. Peripheral refraction array. What does this do? Shield, regen, and res, damaged, buff, and forward. Oh, verse forward. Okay. Oh, is this like the Zenkethi for their frontal damage resistance that they get? Cool. And destabilize warp core, radiation damage over time, kinetic explosion when target dies. Target foe affects dead or alive foe. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to use this. Explosion when the target dies. So you just, I guess it's like a dot you just placed on them and they explode when they die. Sounds interesting. Okay, so and we got transfer shield strength, pretty decent heal. Science team's decent. We got hazard emitters. I mean, not the worst build in the world. I would rather, but I'd just like to be able to move this stuff around. All right, I guess we'll just head in here and see if we can take out this, the Oki defense fleet here. I don't really have much in the way as far as buffs. I got attack team here. Fire at will. Wow, that was pretty cool. So that's this explosion thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm annihilating these things. I don't know if they purposely overpowered the Zenkethi here compared to these or what. Alright. Okay, this is like shooting fish in a barrel. Shuk-din is a pretty cool little ship, I gotta say. What is this one? Is that boarding part? Oh, emergency powered engines. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Can't forget about that. Okay, I almost feel sorry for these guys. Check that ship out. I don't know that I've ever seen that ship before. Is that a new ship model for this race? Let's check one of these. Oh, these aren't new. These are just the standard, like, freighter models, but... Stop escaping ships. Okay, so we just gotta keep clearing out all these ships. That's fine.
This is the freighter Starstruck.
I'm gonna get a little bit closer.
Please stop. We're civilian. There's children here.
Okay, I see how lock trajectory works now. I haven't ever actually used that before. It lets you slide along a certain angle.
We're a hospital ship. We're not a threat. Scanner, we have no weapons.
They're begging for mercy, so... These guys do look different. Interesting. I didn't know that they were going to, like, Cryptic was going to try to introduce a new race. The Aoki. It doesn't sound, like, familiar at all. But I wanted to see... if I could get up close a little bit here.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Take a look at these ships. Yeah, they're pretty cool looking. They almost look like Klingon-ish, don't they? Like a Klingon cruiser, sort of, with the you know, with the two nacelles out to the side, and then, you know, the long neck and the bridge in the front. A little bit of a different design with the you know, the wings, pylons, whatever you want to call them, going out to the nacelles.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
Okay, we got some freighters here, another defense force.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
These guys are, like, pretty pitiful. Let's do some scatter volley and annihilate them. Oh, that's a Zenkethi ship. Is that like a cruiser or the flagship or something?
Captain, the ground team has been to safety. The proto-matter bomb is ready. Since this is your first mission, I'm granting you the honor of detonating the weapon. Get into position when you're ready.
Okay, so yeah, looks like the proto-matter's ready to go.
Yes, as you wish, Admiral. Par out.
And she already doesn't sound happy. Probably annihilating all these, like, innocent hospital ships doesn't help. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I've actually never used lock trajectory. I don't have that many pilot ships, honestly, that I own. But if anyone's curious, what it basically does is whatever direction you're going, you can stay in that direction, but then you can, like, rotate around. Oh, no. Yeah, let's not go to the edge of the map, which is apparently, like, right there. But it kind of lets you sort of, I don't know, disengage your inertial dampeners or something, so you stay along these same trajectory, and then you can rotate around. Kind of a cool ability, actually. Just not one I'm very familiar with. Zenkethi ships do look really, really nice. Both the cruisers and the Shuk-din are very good-looking ships. This definitely looks like a very, you know, maneuverable little escort. Alright, so let's go ahead and trigger it. Oh, there goes the proto-matter. There goes the Genesis device, takes out the whole planet.
Command is a difficult path to walk at times, Captain. Yet you performed your duties well. It will reflect in my next report to the Autarch. I have seen great promise in you today. Faithful service to the Coalition is well rewarded. Don't forget that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. I will not forget today's events for a long time, if ever.
Sounds like she's not feeling too good about it.
That mission took a toll upon me and my crew. To eradicate the Transuli was one thing. The eradication of innocent Hur'q was another. Despite my personal feelings, I remained a loyal officer. Things would change under Cronus 3.
Aha.
I led the
is
prototype
cool.
bomb squad myself.
Draconis 3 is a primitive, pre-industrial backwater planet. There's a large infestation. You know what to do, Captain. And Neff, keep your guard up down there. We think the target site is a temple. If that's so, the local savages may try to stop you. Feel free to discourage them. Aggressively, if necessary.
A pre-industrial planet? They're not going to have much chance against Zenkethi, that's for sure. I guess they're not too much worried about first contact.
Our firepower should discourage them, Admiral. They shouldn't pose much of a threat to the mission.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pre-industrial. They're probably like, what the hell is going on here? Who are these aliens? And the aliens, they just come right out of nowhere and annihilate everybody.
We're good to go here. The weapon's in the green. Protomatter matrix is stable and primed. The Admiral wants us to deploy the bomb in the largest concentration of Transuli eggs. Looks like that's in some type of structure ahead, not far from here. Ready to go when you are, Captain.
All right.
All right, let's move out. Keep an eye out for the locals and make sure the weapon is protected. No more lucky shots like Vernon and 4, okay? The Admiral roared at me for a 10 cycle over that.
All right, here we go. We are in control of Zenkethi. This is awesome. We got our own little squad here, too. Check these guys out. We got the Protomatter Bomb Specialist over here. And the Bomb Squad. All right. We're on some weird... Looks like a jungle-like planet here.
50 credits says Tashan drops the bomb. Again. Huh. I'll take that bet. I'm standing right here, you know.
Els and Zenkethi aren't without their sense of humor, I guess. But yeah, I don't think they got any, like, first contact protocols here. They just, like, show up and say, hey, how y'all doing? We're gonna annihilate your whole planet now? What does this ability do? Okay, that's just a punch. So we got this one that's just like a shoulder shot. Can I put that on like auto fire? Can't get off of me. And then we got this one, which is like a, yeah, looks like a conal frontal shot. Oh, they sent out their drones already. God, these things are annoying when you have to deal with them. Look, they're all cloaked. That's pretty cool. What else we got here? Energy blast. Target foe after channeling for 7 seconds. Oh, is this like that cone? Let me try this. Ah, it looks a little different. I was thinking of that one that the Zenkethi commanders would sometimes do where they have like that red cone on the ground before they send out like a huge blast. And this is just a melee. So it looks like we got, you know, a standard like a single shot, short cooldown. We got like a frontal cone, and then we got a sort of a big, this protomatter laced energy blast is sort of a bigger shot. Let's use it here. That's pretty cool looking. Yeah, your pre-industrial culture is not going to... Hey, get off of me. Oh yeah, there we go. What is he throwing? Spears? He's throwing spears. Yeah, I don't think spears are going to do it, guy. Oh my gosh, look at this run animation. They like really swing those arms out. I was hoping that... Where's that... I wanted like a shell ability. What's that ability where they put up their big shell?
Large concentration of
damage resistance.
ahead. Doesn't matter where we put it. The whole planet gets killed.
That's got a big long range.
I'm sure
Oh my god, just like took out all of them.
tell you. You know, after giving you a year of latrine duty. Both of you, shut it. We got a job to do here. Yes, sir. Sorry, Lieutenant. Just stay disciplined. Remember what happened on Hitaru.
There, have that. Haha. Okay, I'm gonna go melee this guy. Take this. Oh! Knocked him down. Oh, you're dead. That ability is pretty freaking awesome, that 4. Oops. Didn't need to bring... I just brought my Steam overlay, did not want to do that. Alright, get out of here. I almost feel sorry for them. They're like throwing spears at people with like Tetricon weapons and proto-matter bombs. Another one? Yeah, there's another one over here. This number 4 even has a pretty short cooldown, man. That's an awesome ability. Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I recognize this place. I recognize this place. This is the one with the... that one episode. Holy crap. Hold on here. Hold on here. Oh, which one was that? Echoes of Light. Yeah, this is the one when we went out with the Lucari and we were exploring the ruins. Was that Draconis 3? Is that what that was? Man, I guess I don't remember the planet names very well, but I totally remember this mission. I've replayed this a bunch of times to complete that the set you get from it. Which I'm trying to remember. Is it the Nausicaan set that you get from this one, or is it the?
The Lucari have launched.
Yeah. That's the Nausicaan set. Yeah, this is the one where you had to come into this courtyard area and there'd be like this puzzle where you had to, you know, align these 4 pillars. Although it was only 3. I think like one of the pillars might have been broken or something. But you had to align the 3 pillars, and then this place would open up, and you discovered that, you know, that it was actually Starfleet had gone back in time. It was that K-13 station went back in time, and they sort of messed with this planet's evolution. That's why you see the Starfleet symbol there. That was actually a cool episode. Echoes of Light was really awesome, but that's cool. So this is like all, you know, before the planet was all wiped out. But what I don't understand is, you know, this, you know, everything here, yeah, like there's life here now because it was before the protomatter device was detonated. But when we came here in that episode, didn't we find some of the eggs? Because the crystals were still here. Okay, let's kill this guy. So maybe we'll find out... Oh, hello. Are you being peaceful? I'm going to annihilate you now. We're defilers. We're defiling their holy place. I'm going to go out here, actually. It looked like I could activate one of these things. I'm going to see if it does anything.
Are these fools gathering Dradzuli eggs?
Wow, so that's what those are. So they were actually gathering the eggs. Which are just crystals, I think. I mean, that's what they looked like when we were...
They wouldn't want these eggs to hatch if they knew what was inside them.
Yeah, exactly. So why don't you tell them what's inside them instead of just committing genocide everywhere you go?
Status report, Captain. Have you breached the structure yet?
Yes, sir. We found something interesting as well. Transmitting data now.
Starfleet. Interesting. Your scans indicate that image is centuries old. More Federation time travel nonsense, perhaps. Proceed with your mission, Captain. We don't have time for archaeology.
Yes, sir. More Starfleet time travel nonsense. I wonder if, like other races, or if, I wonder if, like, Starfleet has a reputation of having, messing with the timeline. Okay, but I'm just looking around because, yeah, this whole area is the exact same map. The whole layout is the same. It's just, there's actually still, like, life here. It's not like a barren wasteland. Wow. What is this white area right here? Did I miss something?
This pillar points down the road to that primitive structure.
I did miss something. Glad I came back. Yeah, I want to check out all the murals. I wonder if there's like an accolade or something, maybe, if you interact with everything. I wonder if the Zenkethi ever use their little hands. They only ever seem to use their big hands.
Look at this picture. There's a Vulcan in it. Mammals all look the same to me. They probably say the same about us, right? I don't look anything like you. I'm actually good looking.
Yeah, I guess that's a matter of opinion. Anything else? I see. Yeah, that's right. You could also examine the mural on the top. Yeah, let's do that.
What? Are they worshipping the eggs?
What the heck? Legacy floater message. Examined all objects of interest on Draconis 3. I got an accolade, a curious Zenkethi, but I didn't see the little thing pop up. That's weird. So yeah, there is an accolade. Make sure you go through and you can actually see the little white markers on the map where you need to interact. But yeah, when we went in here, and then the crystals were still in here. So I wonder if something happens where they don't destroy the whole planet, or some of them live. Some of the Dranzuli / Hur'q. And this. Man, that ability is so freaking good. It, like, one-shots almost everything. Yeah, that ability with the, like, the red indicator on the ground.
Captain, Dranzuli signatures are most concentrated here.
Okay, bomb guy, you're gonna have to set your bomb. The lighting in here actually looks really cool with the Zenkethi. That's pretty awesome. Look at their backpacks. They look like proton packs. Alright, but these crystals were still there, or weren't they? Alright, I'm curious. I gotta see what happens here.
Detonation site, Captain. We'll get the weapon placed and ready to go. This won't take long. Who's on Overwatch while we deploy the bomb?
Overwatch.
That'll be me. Get the weapon ready. I'll make sure you aren't interrupted.
Alright. So let's keep them safe here. Do your thing, bomb squad. What are there enemies coming here? Oh, okay. I guess I gotta go all the way out. Alright. Oh yeah, there are some. Okay, I'm gonna look at these guys up close a little bit because
Hey, we're still in here! Captain!
I'm trying to remember, in Echoes of Light, they're like not even hurting me, man. It's actually kind of accurate, because like, would they really be hurting like a Zenkethi with like thick armor and like personal shield and everything when they're using like little spears? But these natives here.
Bomb placement complete. Priming for detonation. Now.
Oh yeah, take out like the whole thing. There's like even a huge damage over time effect on this thing. God, that thing's powerful. They destroy all of you. But yeah, these guys... So I remember in Echoes of Light... take them all out. I remember in Echoes of Light, there was that little portion where you saw a... sort of a reconstructed image, like you set up those image stabilizers or something, and you saw a reconstructed image of the natives as they walked around and aligned. Oh my god. Okay, so we're starting to get overrun here. Here, have some of this. That didn't do much. Oh, he's the leader. Alright. Come on, leader. Have that. Oh my gosh, it's like an AoE like knockback. That's pretty cool. Here, have some proton. Or, sorry, proto matter. Have some proto matter.
The bomb's ready, but we're stuck in here. Transporters can't lock on.
Uh-oh, so there's transporter scattering. But yeah, there was that one part in the... Oh, they actually are starting to hurt me now.
Shield losing power.
It is kind of a narrow cone. Yeah, so trying to say, there was that one part in the Echoes of Light mission where you saw the sort of an after image of the natives as they were going around and activating these, you know, aligning all of these pillars. What, did you just give up? Okay, here you go. Take a seat. Yep, that's it. Press 4 to win, guys. That's my tips for this mission.
We're reading a large number of life signs massing near your location, Captain. A large assault is imminent. Is the weapon ready to deploy?
Okay, before I reply, I want to finish what I was talking about. So, yeah, we set up these like image enhancers around here. We saw like an after image of the natives aligning the pillars, and they walked around and they looked almost like, they looked kind of like the Davidians did, where they're kind of a blue hologram, you know, a sort of transparent look. But I believe they actually, their shape looked like these draconian natives here. So those must have been the natives, like doing some sort of ritual. And that's kind of cool that Cryptic kind of used that same model, but actually made it more into a, you know, actual, now that the Draconians were still alive, it actually, you know, was an actual character model instead of just an after image. That's kind of cool. I like the whole continuity and throwback going on here. Okay, so... is the weapon ready to deploy?
In moments, sir, but my men are still trapped in the structure. Transporters can't lock onto their signals.
Oh, I already know what's going to happen. They're stuck. They can't beam out. And I bet $10 the Admiral is going to say, detonate it anyway. This has got to be it.
Unfortunate, but we don't have time to
Yep, I knew it.
We've received a priority assignment from the Autarch himself. We must depart at once. Prepare for transport.
Sir, give us a little more time. Beam an engineering team down. We can break into the structure with explosives.
You have your orders, Captain. Your men are acceptable losses, as are you. Would you like to join them?
Yeah, this sucks.
No, sir. I would not.
Yeah, I'm just checking out the battle armor here, because I think as soon as I beam out, I don't know if I'm going to get another chance to look at this Enkethi here. But they do look really cool. Cryptic did do a good job. I know these are not a canon. I mean, the race itself, the Enkethi, is a canon race, but there was never any pictures of them. So they kind of, I know Cryptic had their own freedom to create the Enkethi how they wanted to. You know, there's their own creative vision. Does look cool. Although I didn't notice. What are these, like, crystals? Are these, like, trophies or something? Like the Dranzuli / Hur'q, like, egg crystals? Never noticed that before. But yeah, very cool. All right, so we're going to have to beam up here and leave our men to die. That kind of sucks. But I wonder, I don't know, that it seems like that would have been the catalyst to make her defect or, you know, start to disobey orders or whatever. But maybe not. We'll see. Maybe she just refuses to detonate it with her men still in there? I don't know.
I left those men to die. And for what? So the Admiral could reach his next genocide on time. It was madness.
Oh, she did leave
So
him.
there were no evacuation plans? No rescue efforts?
None. The Autarch's orders were quite clear on those matters. And the Admiral was all too willing to execute those orders. When we reached the Atosi system, it had become clear. Our crusade was not a just one.
Atosi Prime. Long-distance scans suggested the presence of Transuli infestation. We'll need to be certain. Standard operating procedure, Captain. Begin by conducting a scan of the planet.
That's an interesting, that's a cool looking planet, isn't it? That looks really awesome. Atosi Prime.
Yes, sir. Let's hope this was a false alarm.
Okay, we're back in our little trusty Shuk-din here. That is a very cool looking planet. I like that model. So this must be the Admiral's ship here flying around, and a little support
This
fleet.
is Counselor Halatunum. I speak for the Atosi people. We know of you, Zenkethi, and your purpose here. If you scan our planet, you'll discover that it is free of the bioform objects you seek to destroy. A scan of our moon will reveal the presence of those objects in totality. When we heard the fate of other worlds like ours, we collected the objects and placed them there for you.
Ah, so they're trying to save their life instead of, yeah, they're trying to bargain. They put all of the Transuli eggs or crystals, whatever, on their moon. And they're like, just go blow up the moon, please don't kill us.
Scour the moon as you will. It is devoid of life. Atosi Prime, however, is not. Over 4 billion souls dwell here. In their name, I ask you now, spare our world. Spare our lives.
Captain, confirm the Councilor's story. Scan both planet and moon. Verify the location of the Transuli eggs. We've been lied to before. And at great cost. I won't be deceived here today.
Oh, well, he actually did, at least, he's going to scan the planet first. That's something, I guess. I thought he would just say, there's no, you know, forget what they say, I don't trust them, just nuke the planet now. But probably if they find like 1 molecule of egg left, they probably consider that justification.
Shall we scan the moon next?
Yes. Helm, set a course for the Atosi moon.
Alright, let's see if there's anything here.
Captain, I'm reading a large concentration of Transuli eggs on the Atosi moon.
Very well. Prepare the torpedo launcher.
I see, I don't understand. Why do they have to do these ground bomb missions if they have orbital torpedo they can fire? I don't know. Seems like it'd just be easier.
As you can see, we have been truthful.
That was cool. Check that out. It wasn't a cutscene. It was actually like in-game. That was kind of cool.
Captain, return to the planet and conduct a deep scan. I want to be absolutely certain there is no remaining infestation within this system.
Uh-oh.
As you wish, Admiral.
Uh-oh, deep scan. I bet we're gonna find some trace or something of it, and then we have to nuke the whole planet. This planet is awesome, isn't it? You can see like a whole city and everything going on. It actually looks like a, you know, like an actual civilization. That's really cool. Is this like a body of water here? Like a big ocean with the city on it? That's really cool. Alright, let's scan the planet.
Report, Captain. I'm picking up low-level signs of infestation across the planet. Are you as well?
Uh-oh.
Negative, Admiral. I believe the Atosi were being truthful here. There's no sign of Dransuli infestation on our sensors.
What the?
It could be residual traces left behind when they move the eggs. Or it could be shielded pockets of infestation. Another crude attempt to deceive us. We must be certain, Captain. Prepare to scour Atosi Prime.
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Sir, with all due respect, Atosi Prime is not a threat to us. There's no need for this.
There is every need, Captain. Since you appear to be incapable of following my orders, I will deal with Atosi Prime myself. Tactical, prepare to fire a protomatter torpedo at Atosi Prime.
What do they have, like a limitless supply of protomatter torpedoes? It seems like they must be, this is like planetary weapons. These should be like, you know, rare and hard to deploy and everything. If there was actually a race like in Star Trek where they could go around and annihilate planets this easily, it would be, I mean, things would be a lot different in the political realm. I mean, the Zenkethi would be like one of the biggest threats out there.
Admiral, no. Don't do this, sir.
No, we're not a threat. We're not.
Oh, crap. That's not good.
In light of your service to the Autarch and the Coalition, I will not have you shot for treason. If it were anyone else, be warned. The next time you see fit to walk the path of disobedience, I will not stay my hand. I'll see to it that your entire lineage is purged from existence to the last scale and egg. Do I make myself clear, Captain?
I was hoping you'd launch the torpedo and then I could shoot it down, but nope, it just went off. And look at that, the planet's like all charred wasteland now. Wow.
Yes, you do, sir. Helm, get us out of here.
Okay, so that must be where she turned. All right. New respawn point unlocked. Trusting the Renegade. Oh, and then the DS9 brig, huh? All right, let's talk to Geordi.
Admiral Zen Hur'q has a lot to answer for. We can only hope the Zenkethi Crusade has come to an end at last and that nothing like this ever happens again.
Okay.
That path, that choice, led me to where we are now. Walking it ultimately gave me the strength to stand against the Admiral and defect to the Alliance. I think we can both agree that journey has reached its end. From this point forward, I begin to walk along the path of atonement. That journey will never end for me, but I will help as many as I can with every step I take.
That is an honorable path, yes. As a Klingon, I say it is honorable.
Thank you. I hope your superiors have the same opinion as well. As long as the Autarch lives, he will continue to pursue his insane crusade. I believe I can be of use to the Alliance when the time comes to stop him, once and for all.
Okay, so it sounds like the Autarch might be a antagonist, perhaps, in the expansion as well. We're fighting the Hur'q and the Zinkethi, maybe? Maybe?
I shall abide by their decision until our paths merge once more.
Until then, goodbye. Kapla. Wow, that was it. I was hoping for more. That was actually really cool. I don't want to leave yet. Let me walk around the brig here for a second. So that was a really cool mission, but I have to admit, I was hoping for more. I wanted to learn more about the Hur'q. But I do think that there's not really a big faction of Zinkethi, like a renegade faction of separatists or anti-genocide or something. I think it was more just Nethpar, like maybe just her and her crew defected, or maybe just her. So I think it was just a small defection based on, you know, the events that, you know, she witnessed. So, yeah. Just basically, you know, completely disregarding, even if a planet had eradicated their own infestation, they still, you know, they'd still protomatter bomb the whole planet anyway. So that is what triggered Nethpar to defect. So that's a cool story. I liked it a lot. And I really liked the throwback to the previous episode. Can I get out of here? I don't think it lets me. It's not going to let me leave, is it? Yeah, I can't go back into the reception area. But I did like the throwback to Echoes of Light. Seeing the planet like before it was ravaged is pretty cool. But I still don't understand if they did, you know, they did detonate the protomatter bomb, right? But then why, when we return to the planet, you know, later in the Echoes of Light episode, why were there still those crystals in that cavern? Was there something about that cavern that protected them from the protomatter? But they put the protomatter bomb right there, so I don't know. Not sure how that squares with what was in Echoes of Light. But I really do like the throwback. I like how they redid the map, the surface map, and made it look like it was alive again. Oh, Windows 10, be quiet. I really like how they, you know, reused the same map and brought back the race of the Draconian and what they looked like, you know, what it looked like when the planet was still alive before the protomatter went off. So that was actually really cool. I really did enjoy that. So yeah, all around a good episode. I wish there was a little bit more. I wish there was just a little bit more history on the Hur'q and the, you know, the Dranzuli, and maybe a little bit more on the aftermath of what happened after she defected. I mean, this explains her motives really well. You know, we now understand why Nethpar defected, but we didn't really get to see what happened between that point in time, you know, where she actually turned, where maybe she got into some fights with her own. Would have been cool to, like, fight the Admiral, the Zinkethi Admiral, like actually have some ship-to-ship combat maybe, then he withdraws, and then, you know, whatever happens. So that would have been pretty cool. But no, that didn't happen. But still, what we got was pretty awesome. I liked it. But so let me just I guess let's go ahead and beam out now. Yeah, but another very enjoyable episode. I did like what was there. I do wish it had a little bit more, but I still did enjoy it. I do like having, you know, a little bit of backstory and understanding the motivation of the characters. That's always a definite plus. And I have to admit, you know, thinking back, I didn't really think we would ever. I don't know. I thought this Zinkethi would just be sort of a generic villain, but it is good that they're kind of fleshing out the history, and we understand that there are, you know, decent Zinkethi out there, and they do have some, you know, good motivations as well. So, all right. So I did like that episode quite a bit. It was a lot of fun. And yep, so one thing I did want to mention, I remember I did mention this at the beginning of the video, that I wanted to be aware of if it's going to screw up my hotbars. And I can already tell you that it did screw up my hotbars, taking over the ship. At least in space it did. I'm going to check in ground again here too. Let's head over to Deep Space Nine. But I can already tell you it moved around several of my captain abilities. Yep, this used to be here and that used to be there, and I'm missing my Nadion inversion is gone. That used to be here on 1. Oh man, it screwed up a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, here's Nadion inversion. It screwed up my brace for impact, and my cloak is always on G. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and fix all this stuff. Yep, there's my dynamic power redistributor. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go through and redo all of my hotbars. So yes, be aware that this mission will in fact screw up all of your hotbars, both in space and let me check on the ground real quick. I don't know if it screwed up on the ground. Definitely messed up all my captain abilities and ship abilities. Let me check my my macro bars. My macro bars look pretty much intact. So it looks like the bridge officer abilities didn't really get screwed up, but your captain abilities and like your your default base abilities like evasive maneuvers and brace for impact, those type of abilities did get shuffled around, so you have to deal with all of that. That is a pain in the butt. Yeah, Cryptic, please fix that. If you're going to keep doing these missions where we have to take over, NPCs, I mean, it's a cool idea and all, and it works well, but it just screws up all the hotbars. It's a pain in the butt to have to redo this, especially now if I want to rerun this, on my other characters or anything like that. All their bars are going to get screwed up. It's just a pain in the ass. All right, let's go ahead and check our ground hotbars here. And then we'll check out the rewards, and we'll close out this video. Let's go ahead and head over to the exchange and bank area here. Oh, looks like lots of people turning in contraband. So looking at my ground hotbars here, I don't see anything out of place actually. Except the hoverboard. Did I? No, I think I did move my hoverboard there. Everything else seems to be intact. Okay, so at least on the ground it didn't seem to screw up my abilities, but your space abilities will be screwed up after this episode, that's for sure. Alright, let's go ahead and hail command, claim the rewards, and see what we get.
This Captain Parr has endured much and still stands tall. A Zenkethi with honor. Impressive. If only the Zenkethi ruler knew of honor. It's clear he is dedicated to wiping out every last threat to the Zenkethi by any means necessary. Madness. I see that Alliance officials will be reviewing Captain Parr's request for asylum soon. The help she's given us and your report will certainly influence their decision in her favor.
That's cool. So I'm going to make a guess here. I get the feeling that she might become a bridge officer, maybe. I know in the past we've had a Jemadar join us. We've had that Voth. Yeah, this dude, Naylan Exil, he joined us as well. So we've had other races join us as a unique bridge officer. That would be so awesome to have this Zenkethi as a bridge officer. That would be sweet. So I'm wondering if maybe once the asylum is improved, maybe there's an episode coming up where you actually get her to join you as an officer. That would be awesome. So that's, I guess, a little prediction of mine. I have no idea if that's going to come true, but I would like to see it, that's for sure. And one other thing I was just thinking about here talking to Jimpock is there was I didn't see like any KDF or Klingon specific references in the dialogue, so I don't know that actually playing a KDF character mattered much. It might have been cool to have maybe some references to like the Butcher or something. That would be cool. Or yeah, something along those lines. I would have appreciated a little bit of a dialogue difference for the KDF. But yeah. Then I guess it doesn't always happen, but it's always nice to see when Cryptic does do that sometimes for some of the featured episodes. Like depending on your race, or if you're a temporal character. I remember there was one mission where there was a little bit of dialogue for if you were a 23rd century character, so it's kind of cool. But in this case, I didn't really see anything obviously that was specific for KDF. But yeah, that's just a little side note there. Let's get on to the rewards here. So looks like this week, for the first week here, we are getting the console science console emitter refocuser. So it's going to give us Tetrion damage, shield restoration, and drain expertise. Pretty meh console, I guess, but I mean, a little bit of extra Tetrion damage is kind of cool. I think the main thing here is there's some drain expertise. So I know people who have drain builds, you want to try to get drain on absolutely every single slot in your entire build, and having a science console with it's a science console though, it's not a universal. I already know drain builds are all going to run the research fleet research. I'm forgetting what they're called. The fleet research based consoles. I don't remember. They're the ones that have the 2x drain on them. So yeah, since this is a science console, I don't even think a drain build is really going to make use of it, because anyone who wants a serious drain build is going to use those the research consoles. What else we got? So we just got the standard Tetrion console. Got some dilithium we're going to be getting. We get the featured episode weekly reward. Yeah. So next week we're going to be getting traits. So there's a ground trait, plus res after being shot from behind or sides. That's cool. That's kind of the theme of the Zenkethi with their turtle shell. And then we've got space trait. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's plus res after being shot from behind or from the sides. Depending on how much res that is, that could be pretty good. It'd have to be quite a bit, though. To be a defensive trait, it has to be a really good defensive trait for people to want to slot it over all the ridiculously good offensive traits there are available. So hopefully these are good. And then we will later get the Draconians. Oh, it's Draconian. Okay, so this makes sense now, because we were on Draconis 3, and they were fighting us with those pole arms, so that must be what this is. So they must give us, it must be like that spear that they were using. So you've got a basic pole arm attack with an exposed. They're both exposed attacks. I'm not a huge fan of melee combat in Star Trek Online, but maybe it will look cool. A lot of the melee weapons do have a very cool model, so. But yep, I guess for our choices here, we're just going to go with the console, because, you know, it's the new unique thing. And then we'll get the traits next week, and then the last week we'll get that spear. So unless the traits are worth it, I don't see a huge reason to want to rerun this. Like, although this would be a good opportunity if you haven't gotten the Noskin set, go back and run Echoes of Light, because that is a fantastic set for anyone running disruptors. So, all right, let's go ahead and collect this one.
Serve the Empire well.
And then we will get our weekly reward as well. And I'm hanging on to all of these weekly rewards. As you can see, I have quite a few of them saved up here. I'm, of course, saving these for my Jem'Hadar / Dominion / Victory is Life character. And yeah, stocking up on pretty much everything I can think of to try to give that character as much of a boost as I can when I create it, because I'm definitely going to be creating a Dominion character when the expansion comes out. I still have my fingers crossed for Vorta. I'm not a huge... I mean, the Jem'Hadar are cool and all, but I don't know. I'd really like to be... You know, I like to play a more cerebral type character. I'm not much for the brute force type, so I'd much rather have a Vorta if that is an option. Or even like a Cardassian would be pretty cool. Cardassians are... Yeah, that'd be a good option. So I don't know. We'll have to see what races are available with the expansion. I mean, all we know so far is that Jem'Hadar is going to be the, you know, sort of the main race. So pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers it, guys. So that was Renegade's Regret. a good little episode. It gave us some insight into the motivation of Nethpar, why she defected, and a little bit of insight into the Zinkethi. It made them a little bit more personable. You know, more sounds like the leadership of the Zinkethi. You know, the admiral and the autarch were kind of the, you know, sounds like more just at that leadership level where they, you know, where it's more of that, but more interested in the genocide and the aggression on other races, whereas the normal ship captains, the normal ground troops, the bomb squad, and everyone were just like, you know, more like normal people, like with actual personalities and so on. So gives a little bit more depth to the race, which is good. And based on that, the ending of this, I kind of think that Zinkethi will remain, you know, the autarch will remain a sort of an antagonist throughout, next, future episodes. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how they integrate that with the Dominion. I don't know if the Dominion had a lot of interaction with the Zinkethi, but the Dominion did know about the Hur'q, and the Zinkethi are sort of the antithesis to the Hur'q, so maybe there's some history there between the Zinkethi and the Dominion. We'll have to see how that pans out as well. But otherwise, I think that pretty much covers it, guys. Yeah, it was a great episode. I would say definitely go out and play it. The rewards, kind of a little bit lackluster unless those traits are nice. Some of the previous episodes really did have good traits, like that up close trait was really, really good. Or point blank shot was really, really good. So sometimes the episodes do have good traits, so we'll have to see next week what the actual stats are on those, if they're actually good or not. If it gives like a percentage damage reduction, that would be really good. If it just gives like damage rating, it might not be the best thing in the world, but we'll have to see how those traits are next week. Alright guys, but I think that covers it for Renegade's Regret. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.